Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subject Computer Science, Class 12th Standard, A section. In this video, we are going to discuss Unit number 3, Modularity and OOPS, Chapter number 9, Part 2, List Tuples, Sets and Dictionary. Last class, we discussed list topic of in this same chapter. Now, we are going to continue the same chapter with the topic tuples. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss tuples. What is tuples? Tuples is also a data type of Python. It is similar to list with some difference. Tuple consists of number of values separated by comma and enclosed within parentheses. Of course, in list also contains a number of values separated by comma, but the list are enclosed within square bracket, but tuples are enclosed within parentheses. So difference number one between list and tuples is list are enclosed with a square bracket, tuples are enclosed with parentheses. Number two, we are going to see the difference. Tuples is similar to list. Value in a list can be changed but not in tuple. It means list value can be changeable, immutable, but in tuple we can change the value inside the tuple. Now advantages of tuples over list. Number one, the element of a list are changeable. It means we can change the value in list. It means mutable, whereas the elements of a tuple are unchangeable. In tuple we cannot change. So number one difference, in list the value which we stored we can change, but in tuple we cannot change. That is called immutable. This is the key difference between tuples and a list. This is the second difference between list and tuples. The element of list are enclosed within square brackets, but the elements of your tuples are enclosed by parentheses. So this point is already discussed. So list elements are enclosed with a square bracket. Tuple elements are enclosed with parentheses. Iterating tuples is faster than list. This is the major advantages of using tuples in Python. It means by using loop we can access, that means by using the loop statement we can access the elements of list and tuples, but compared to list and tuples, list performs very faster than list. So that's why tuples are recommendable for programming than compared to list where we need fast performance. Next, how to create tuples. Creating tuples is similar to list. So in syntax you can see tuples can be created with three methods. Number one, we can create empty tuples. See, just give the tuple name is equal to open parenthesis and close parenthesis. So tuples are created by parenthesis symbol. This tuple is empty tuple. That means this tuple contains no element. This is the first method of creating tuple, that is empty tuple. Second is give the tuple name is equal to within the parenthesis add the elements. That element may be any type of data. That might means it contain elements may be integer, float, char, string, other any element. The only condition is if you use strings as an element, then you should enclose the strings within the double quotes or single quotes. So this is the second method, creating n number of tuples. Next, the third method, creating tuple without using elements. So here you can see tuple name is equal to element 1 comma element 2. Each elements are separated by comma. We can add any number of element. When you compare the second and third method, you can see in the second method we use parentheses, but in third method we didn't use the parentheses. So this is also a method for creating tuple. So this is the three methods of creating tuple. Like list, tuple elements also indexed with a index number. That is, each an element have a number called index. That index number starts from 0 from the left side if you consider as a positive number. If you take the negative index number, then the element starts from the right side from -1. So this is the common thing between list and tuples. Next one, the elements of a tuple can be even defined without parentheses. So we already discussed. So these are the three methods of creating tuples. Now we are going to see how to create a tuple using tuple function. So there are many predefined functions were used in Python. So one of the predefined function in Python is tuple, which is used to create tuple function. In syntax, you can see tuple name is equal to use the tuple keyword and within the parenthesis add the least element. So this is the simple method of creating uh, tuple using tuple function. So already we discussed three methods of creating tuple. Number one, empty tuple. So give the tuple name is equal to open parenthesis close parenthesis. So second method, tuple name is equal to open parenthesis close parenthesis. Within that add the element, separate the each element by comma. Third method, tuple name is equal to need not give, don't give the parenthesis, just add the elements and separate each element by comma. So in fourth method, tuple name is equal to type the tuple keyword, after that enclose the elements within the parentheses. This is how we create tuple. This is the fourth method. Now we can create a tuple with a single element also in Python. So how we can create a single element in a Python? See, while creating a tuple with a single element, add a comma at the end of the element. This is the simple rule for creating a single element tuple. So if you want to create a tuple with a single element, then write that the same tuple name is equal to, give the tuple keyword or any previous method, add the element within parentheses, and after adding a single element, add the comma at the end of the element. In the absence of a comma, Python will consider the element as an ordinary data type, not a tuple. So you should add a comma. So we are going to discuss the creating tuples in the program 9.22. So open the Python program. Here we are going to see how to create tuples with different methods. Go to the all programs, select Python 3.4 IDLE, and then open the file P9.22, where we are going to see how to create tuples with five different methods. One, empty tuple. Second one, tuple with parentheses. Third method, tuple without parentheses. Fourth method, tuple with tuple function. Fifth method, tuple with a single element. So press Ctrl plus O, type the file name 9.22. Here you can see we use the creating tuples. So creating tuples with parentheses. Here you can see my tuple one is equal to, we use parentheses and add different elements. Each elements are separated by comma. Here we use integer, character and string. So for a character we use single quotation, for a string we use double quotation. This is up to our choice. So after that we print the value of the tuple 1. After that we create a tuple element without parentheses. You see the same elements are added here, but we didn't put parentheses here. So this is also a method of creating tuple. The second tuple is created without parameter. Third method is creating a tuple with tuple function. So here you can see tuple 3, my tuple 3 is equal to, we use a tuple function, within the parenthesis we add the element. So when we add a element using tuple function, then within that tuple function, tuples must be added with the square brackets. So this is the condition when we use a tuple function for creating a tuple. So what is the condition? When we use tuple function for creating a tuple, then within that parenthesis we cannot add simply the element by separating comma. We should add the element within the square bracket within the tuple function. So here you can see three elements are created, but three elements are enclosed within square bracket. Each elements are separated by comma. So this is how we can create tuple 3. After that we use another function called type function. Type myTube is equal myTube 3, which shows the data type of the tuple. So of course in this tuple we can see the integer. That's why we get the output int data type. So in my In my system, the 3.14 3.4 Python version didn't display this output. Of course, in the latest version may it work. So try this function, type function in your system. After that, we are creating a tuple with a single element. So here you can see type 4 is equal to 0 0. So the fourth tuple is created with single element, but this tuple is not considered as a tuple. It considered as a data. That's why we try to display the data type of the tuple by using the type function. So in the fifth tuple, my tuple 5, we can see that tuple element is completed with the comma. So at the end of the element, we add a comma. So it means this is a tuple with a single element. So now we are going to run the program. So in this program we discuss four type of creating tuples. One, creating with parentheses. Second, without parentheses. Third, tuple function. So in this thing, we in this output you can see the type function didn't produce any result output on the screen. So creating tuple using single element. This is how we create tuple function. Now we are going to see how we can add how we can access the elements of the tuple. Now I'm going to try to print that last tuple, that is single tuple 5, for displaying the tuple 5 element. So here you can see after typing the coding, you can see the output. So 10 come, it means this is the single element tuple. So this is how we can create a tuple in the Python. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, accessing the value in a tuple. Of course we know each and element are in the of tuple are indexed with a number which starts from 0. So in 9.23 we are going to see how we can access the tuple element. Open the Python program, open the program 9.23, where we are going to see how to access the values of Python tuples. So here you can see tube 1 is created with parentheses where different types of elements are added. So first thing, we are going to display all the values of tuple by simply adding tube 1 in the print function. After that, we are adding the tube with the 2 is to 5. So this is how we access the list element. The same method is used here to access the tuple elements. Here 2 is to 5, it means from the second index number to up to fifth index number, that is from lower to lower limit to upper limit. Between these two index number, all the elements are accessed and print on the output. So next thing is printing the element or accessing the element from first position. It means here you can see we didn't mention the lower level, we only mentioned the upper level. So it means when we didn't mention any lower level, then the access is starts from 0. So first from the first element up to the fourth index number, that is up to the fourth index number, all the values are printed. So here we mention only the lower level, not the upper level. It means from the lower level all the element, that means at the end of the element all the elements are up to the last elements, up to the last element from the fourth index number up to the last element, all the elements are accessed and print on the screen. Here we can see we didn't mention any lower or upper level index number. It means all the elements are printed on the screen. So this is the five methods which we use to access the tuple element. One, print all the element. Number two, print the range of element. Number three, print the range element without mentioning the lower level. Next, printing the element with mentioning only lower level, and printing the element without mentioning lower and upper level. So in output you can see the original element, that is 12, 78, 91 Tamil Telugu 3.14, 69.48 is the original element. So here we use 2 is to 5 It means lower level is 2 and upper level is 5. So 2 is to 5 mention the index value. So in this element, when you calculate the index number, so first element is 0, this element is 1, so this element is 2. It means this accessing method starts from 91 and end at the 5. So 2, 3, 4. So 5 is 3.14. So 3 elements are printed on the screen. You can see 91 Tamil Telugu. So in the third method, you can see we mention only the upper level. It means lower level consider as a 0. So from 0 to 50 element. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 5th. So all the elements are printed on the screen. After that, in the fourth element, we mention the lower level, not the upper level. It means from the fourth index number. It means from the fourth index number means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 from Telugu. All the elements, it means from up to last element. All the elements are printed from the fourth index number. So in the fifth method, we didn't mention lower and upper level. It means all the elements of the tuple are printed on the screen. This is how we can access the tuple element. So the same thing we already discussed in list. Now we are going to see how to update or delete the tuple element. So we can delete and update the tuple element using the del command, which we discussed in the program 9.24. So del command, of course, we already learn in the list. So use the del keyword. After that, type the tuple name. So del command will delete all the entries in the tuple. So open the 9.24, where we are going to see how to update or delete the tuple element. So 9.24, in this program you can see we created sorry uh, two, where we created two tuples. One is tube 1, another one is tube 2, where we print the tuple element. After that, we join the two tuples. It means we are updating the two tuples. Of course, we know we cannot uh, edit the element, but we can join the elements of different tuples. So here you can see tube 1 plus tube 2 is equal to, so tube 3 is equal to tube 1 plus tube 2 means first tuple elements and second tuple elements are updated and printed on the added on the third tuple, and the third tuple element are printed on the screen. So this is how we can update the tuple. And the third method, deleting the tuple element. So here we create the tuple 4, where we add some elements. After that, we print the element, and we use the del key to delete the elements of tuple 4. After that, we try to print the tuple 4. So you can see the output. So here you can see two tuples. One is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Another one is 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. After that, we print the third tuple, which was created by using tube 1 plus tube 2, that is updating the tuple. After that, we print the tuple. So we try to delete the tuple element. After that, when we try to print the tuple 4, we can see the error. Name tube 4 is not defined. It means when we use del key, when we use del key to delete any tuple element, then command will delete all the element as well as the tuple. So that's why we see the error tube 4 is not defined. It means when we use del command, tube 4 tuple is deleted from the program. So this is how we can use update and del command in tuple. Next one is tuple assignment. So assigning a value to the tuple variables. So in here you can see tuple assignment is a powerful feature in Python. It allows a tuple variable on the left of the assignment operator to be assigned to the values on the right of the assignment operator. So each value is assigned to its respective value. Here you can see three variables are here, A, B, C, and we use is equal symbol, that is assignment symbol, for assigning the values to these three variables. So 34 is stored in the variable A, 90 is stored in the variable B, 76 is stored in the C. Note that when you assign a value tuple, ensure that the number of values on both sides of assignment operator are same, otherwise an error is generated. So now we are going to see how we can assign a value to the tuple. So open the program 9.25 where we are going to discuss assigning the values to the tuple 9.25. So here you can see tuple is created with parentheses where we use three element, the A, B, C. So each elements are empty. For adding the value to the element, we use assignment operator. After that, in the right side, we mention the values of element. So 34, 98, 76 are the values of the tuple element. 34 is stored in the variable A, 90 is stored in the variable B, 76 is stored in the C. So all the elements are printed on the screen. So here we store uh, direct values to the variable, but in here in this method we can see the values are stored after executing some commands, some operators. So here you can see the double asterisk, some expressions are used here for storing the values. So there are different types of operators are used, that is arithmetic operator, comparison operator, next mathematical operator used for calculating. After the calculation is completed, the evaluated results are stored in the variable, in the respective variables of the left side of the tuple. So here we can see when you run the program, this is the direct value stored in the variable ABC 34, 90, 76. This is the value which are generated from the expression. Here you can see 2 asterisk asterisk 2, it means 2 into 2 at the 2 power of 2. So 2 power of 2 is equal to 4, which was stored in the variable x. So 5 divided by 3.3 plus 4, so it generates 5.6, which was stored in the variable y. So 15 modulus 2 creates a remainder 1, which was stored in the variable z. Here you can see the result 1. So last operator, comparison operator, 34 is greater than 65. So when we use the comparison operator, this operator produces the result false, that which was stored in the variable p. So this is the false. This is how we can assign a values to the elements in the Python program of the tuple. Now we are going to discuss returning multiple values in tuples. So of course we already discussed in function we can return value to the outer program where the functions are called. So functions can return only one value at a time, but Python returns more than one value from a function. This is one of the most powerful feature of Python. In other programming languages, functions can return only one value as a output. That means return value. But in Python, group of multiple values can be returned to the outer program, which we are going to discuss in the program 9.26. So open the program 9.26 where we are going to discuss how we can return more than one value from a function to the outer. So of course we know how to declare a function. So to declare a function or to create a function, we use def, and we want to put space. After that, mention the function name. Within the parentheses, mention the number of input arguments or parameters. So here we accept one input from the outer function, from the function called area. So where we use two function, namely max and min, which is used to identify the maximum value from the tuple. Minimum function used to minimum value from the tuple. After that, we storing the maximum value in the a variable and minimum value in the b variable. We use return function for returning the a b. It means in the return function we use two values as a return value. It means multiple value can be returned to outer area. So this is the end of the function. After that program, Python program starts here where we create a num tuple with different elements where we can see different types of numbers with different are stored. The original values are printed on the screen. After that, we use max underscore and min underscore parenthesis. It means we create a tuple where we call min underscore max functions and we send the num. It means num is the tuple where many elements are added. So these all elements are inputted to the def min underscore max function. So n means it is not a single element, it is a tuple. So tuple may contain many elements. It means all the elements of num function, because here we use num as an input to the min underscore max function. So num contains many elements. All the elements are transferred, and by using the max and min function, all the elements are evaluated. Max function returns maximum value to A, min function returns the minimum value to B, return function will return the A and B to this area, where the max underscore number and min underscore number elements are stored with the return value. So A is stored in the max underscore number, B is stored in the min underscore num. So these variables are stored here and printed on the screen. So now we are going to run the program. So here you can see original tuple 12, 65, 84, 118, 85, 95, which was printed on the screen. After that, the max underscore min function is called. These tuple elements are inputted to this function. After evaluating the function, the function will return two values A and B. A contains maximum value of the list. Here you can see 90C is the maximum value which was stored in the variable A. So minimum value is win, which was stored in the B. So these two elements A and B elements are returned from the function which was stored in the max underscore num and min underscore num variables. After that, we print the max underscore num and min underscore num variables on the screen using print function. So this is the output. So this is how we can call the function for returning multiple values. So next topic is nested tuples. Of course, in tuple we can create another tuple. So nested tuples means a tuple which contains another tuple. So how we can create a nested tuple and how we can access the nested tuple elements by using for loop, which we are going to discuss in the program 9.27. So open the program 9.27 where we create nested tuple, as well as we know how to access the tuple elements. So here you can see toppers is the tuple name, is equal to, we open the parenthesis, after that we close the parenthesis here. So here you can see many tuples are created within this toppers tuple. So Vinodini 12th 98.75, Soundarya 12th 97.5, Tharani 12th 90.5. So each and every student's data are considered as a tuple element. So each element is itself a tuple. So we use for loop for accessing this tuple element and print on the screen. We use for I, it is the control control variable of for loop from the toppers tuple. So each elements are printed on the screen. So here, after creating the tuple, so from this we can understand how we can create nested tuples. So here we understand how to run the tuple for loop for accessing the tuple element. So here you can see all the elements are created and printed on the screen. So this is how we create tuple within a tuple. It is called nested tuple, and by using for loop we print all the elements on the screen. So this is the end of the tuples function. Now we are going to see some programs using tuples. So first program 9.28, where we are going to understand, write a program to swap values using tuple assignment. So open the program 9.28 where we are going to understand how to swap the values of two variables in tuple. So in 9.28 you can see two variables created, A and B. So A variable is accepted, B and B for both variable values are accepted using input prompt, and they are converted using in function into integer to and store in the variable AB. After that, the original values are printed on the screen by using print function, and then we swap the value by using the assignment operator. Here you can see two tuples are created, a comma b is equal to b comma a, it means this assignment operator will simply store the right side values to the left side variable. So b is stored in the variable a is stored in the variable b. It means swap is executed here and successfully completed. After we storing the variable b into the a and a value into the b, when we print the a and b value, we can see the difference. So we run the program. So here a value is 45, b value is 98. At the first time when we print the a value, so a value is 45, b value is 98. But when we swap the values using assignment in the tuple, we can see value of the a is 98, value of the b is 45. So this is how we use tuples for swapping the values between two variable. So next one is 9.29 program, where we write a program using a function that returns the area circumference of a circle whose radius is passed as an argument. Two values using tuple assignment. So it means we are using a function to return more than one values. That means multiple values to the outer function. Here we can see pi value is 3.14, which was standard value. We declare a function called circle. We accept r as a input, that is radius, and we return two outputs. One is the area of the circle, that is pi r square, pi r into r. Another one is circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. So 2 into pi into r. So values are evaluated and returned to the function called area. So here the function ends, but the actual program starts from here, where we accept a radius value from the user using input function, and then value is converted using float function into float data type and stored in the variable radius. So area and circumference element tuples are created. So here we use to call circle function, where we send the radius as input to the function. So from this place we call the circle function. So that's why we return the same output here. So we get the area, that is p pi into r, 2 pi r into 2 pi r executed, and two values are stored in the two respective elements of tuple, that is area and circum. The both elements are stored, and after that storing area and circumference, we print the elements of tuple by using the variable name area and circum. So run the program. Here you can see first we accept the radius value from the user. We give the value 5.25. This was converted into float by using float function and store in the variable radius. After that, this function, that is circle function, is called here. Circle function is called here, where we use to create two elements per tuple, area and circum. So circle function execute all the command, all the operations, and return two values. One is circle of the area of the circle, another is circumference of the circle, and store in the variable. So we get the output. So after giving the input, we can see two variables are created by using circle function, which was stored in the variable circle and circumference. So this is how we can return more than one values from function to the outer area in Python. So last program for describing the tuples in Python, that is write a program that has a list of positive and negative numbers. Create a new tuple that has only positive number from the list. So it means we want to create two tuples. One is the original table, which consists of all the numbers, that means all negative and positive numbers. From the original number, we want to accept the positive numbers and store them in the separate tuple. After that, we want to print the positive numbers on the screen. Here you can see two tuples are created. Numbers is the original tuple, where we have positive number as well as negative number, and another tuple is positive, which was empty tuple. So original tuple is printed and positive tuples are printed. After that, we use a for function for separating the positive numbers from the original tuple called numbers and store them in the positive tuple. So here we use a condition called for I greater than 0. So this condition will satisfy all the positive numbers only. So by using this condition, we check each element of the tuple, and if the condition is true, then that element is appended in the tuple function using append operator. That is, plus is equal to operator will simply append the element to the for tuple. Here you can see we add a comma at the end of the element name, because this is the element of this is the single element of a tuple. So that's why we add comma for each and every time whenever we add to the positive element. After that, we print the positive tuple elements on the screen. So in the output you can see original tuple contain 5 minus 8, 6, 8 minus 4, 3 comma 1, and positive numbers, positive tuple contain null, which was printed on the screen. After printing the null positive element, we run the for loop. So each and every elements are accessed and they are checked with the condition I is greater than 0. If the condition is satisfied, then that element is added in the positive tuple. After adding the after adding the elements into the positive tuple, the positive tuple elements are printed on the screen at the end of the program. So this is the output 56831. So this is how we can use tuples for executing the programs. So I hope you understand the concept of tuple. This one is a very simple concept. So next class we will see how we can create sets and dictionaries. So last class we discussed list. So continue your exercises, try to understand all the program, try to execute all the example programs. If you have any doubt, contact me through WhatsApp, write down all the book back question and answers, try to solve your problems, study well. Hope you are doing very well in the public examination. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.